Thank you. So I've been spending a lot more than I like to recently, and things just keep adding up. So I'm embarking on a mission to reduce my expenses and cut down my monthly bill. I'm going to try a no-spend challenge. The idea is to not spend on anything except essentials. Let's see how I'll do. It didn't take long before I ran into my first glitch. I met friends for a hot pot dinner. Of course, I had to pay my share. So perhaps more planning was in order. First, I need to decide why I'm doing this. I want to know exactly what I'm spending on and reduce what I spend every month. Second, how long do I want to do this? I decided on 1 week. And third, set ground rules. For me, it was no eating out, no non-essential items, and to stick to public transport. So it's lunchtime at the office, and usually I would buy a meal from the food court, which costs between $5 and $7. And once a week, I may order delivery with my colleagues, and that would cost about $15, including delivery fees. Well, this time, I brought food from home. And thankfully, my husband is a good cook. But did I really end up saving? A meal from home cost me about $5 on average. So that was $25 for lunch for the week. That's not much less than the $35 I would have spent if I bought all my meals at the food court. So sometimes, to save time, it might make sense to just buy lunch instead. But I will stay away from the deliveries, because those do add up. So I'm leaving the office after my shift and I'm heading home. I live in the east, which is quite far from where the office is in the west. It takes me about 20 minutes by car, or if I took a private hire. So I'm going to take public transport home, which is going to take me about an hour by train. This is where savings were more significant. I get a lift to work in the mornings and I took the train home. It cost me about $2.20 one way, so altogether $11 for the work week. I would have spent about $125 if I had taken a taxi instead. That's a total savings of $114 this week. So I think I'll keep the car rides for only when I'm in a rush. The weekend proved a little harder, but I found ways to make it work. Instead of paying for a fitness class, I took my dogs on a longer walk. Now that saved me $20. Self-care is important to me. This time, I chose a $1 face mask I already had at home, instead of going for a $90 facial. Total savings for the weekend? About $110. I did slip up more than once when I was craving a tea after work. Can I get a signature white teh large, please? So that cost me an extra $3 that was not essential.
Well, if you slip up, just get back into it, okay? Because for me, a no-spend challenge is really an opportunity for you to think about what do you enjoy spending on, okay? And what do you not want to spend on? And if you slip up, you have to think about, is this item really important to you? Maybe it's part of your core values. For example, like spending time with your friends. And then, what are the alternatives that you can do to reduce the spending in that sense? So perhaps you can think of other creative ways to spend time with your friend if you need to, without spending money. Go for a walk in a nature reserve, or go jogging together, visit a museum. There are many free things that you can do in Singapore. Yes, I think these no-spend challenges, they are really useful for you to reevaluate your spending priorities and curb unnecessary spending. And to make it really sustainable, you need to have a mindset shift as well as a change of habits.
So that was my no-spend challenge. The hardest part for me was how to socialize with friends. Because especially in Singapore, that very often involves going out for a meal, and eating out is expensive. So I'll take Dina's advice and look for activities that are free or cost less, like going for a walk or a picnic. Overall, I think this challenge has made me much more aware about where I spend my money. And it's also given me some ideas on where I can cut back on my day-to-day expenses. I ended up saving about $230 this week, and that adds up to about $1,000 a month. Of course, I didn't go out, and that's something you need to factor in as well. But overall, I've learned that the small changes do add up and can make a difference.